guys, welcome to today's video. If you're new, please remember to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Today we're going to try out another new foundation. This was launched in 2019 by Smashbox Cosmetics. It is a full coverage foundation. I am so excited to try it out. I'm also going to do a green conceal because I did have some of you request that I do this on camera so you can see how I cover up some of my breakout areas. Now, if you have active pimples, like if you have like inflammation in there, this is not going to do a whole lot for that. But if they are healing and they're just red or discolored, this is a perfect technique to cover them up. So I'm going to show you and walk you through all the steps, and we're going to try out this brand new foundation. So I'm so excited. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, you guys, let's get started. So to green conceal those blemish areas has just been a lifesaver for me because I've been going through a lot of stress and a lot of breaking out coming with that, unfortunately. I do have a certain skincare regimen now with my new doctor that I have, and I've been liking it so far. I have also been including the Vite C by Teamy Blends. You guys can use my coupon code. I did introduce this in a previous video, kind of talking about it and to see how it's going to lay on my skin. And it's been about a month now, and I absolutely love it. And even though my doctor did tell me to stay away from anything with color or fragrance, it feels more like a natural tea fragrance versus, because it has that hibiscus in it, versus a perfume type of fragrance, which would really irritate my skin. But I have noticed a huge difference in the texture of my skin. I can't say that it's helping with the breakouts or any of that stuff, but it's not negatively impacting it, which is really good. You can use my coupon code ALLURE20 and get 20% off your $44 when you go to teamyblends.com. But go ahead, check out the ingredients right there again, the super ingredients, that hibiscus, the hyaluronic acid. I love hibiscus tea. I love drinking hibiscus tea, but I'm a huge tea fan. You can use my 20 off coupon on any of their products. Their teas are absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to keep trying out other products that they have. I think they're a really amazing company. I really love what they stand for. I love how it's all natural. And I really have been seeing such an improvement again in my skin texture. And I don't know if it's just that or all of the products combined, but I just love what I'm doing and I don't want to stop doing it. But I did want to talk about that for a second because that is huge when it comes to concealing blemishes, because we want to get to a point where we don't have to, you know, have as many blemishes. That's the whole point. When it comes to like blemishes, like really active cystic blemishes, the one thing I found, I just ran out of them, but I'll put it right there. You can get them on Amazon. Those patches are incredible. I have tried a few brands now and I keep going back to this brand. I want to say $7.99 right there. And oh my goodness, those are lifesavers. You put them on at night and literally it turns white. All that junk inside literally just goes onto that patch, and when you take it off, that area where it would be inflamed is usually just down, which makes it so much easier for me to actually do this green conceal, because you can green conceal the redness, but you're not going to take down the inflammation inside. So just keep that in mind. What I use is the Benai Green. I like this one. I think it's Swallow Green. I did introduce this in another video. I didn't show it on camera though, so I thought I'd want to show you how I do this process. But it's kind of like a milky green. I really love this one. I have tried other ones in the past that were really green and I did not like them. This Swallow Green is perfect. I did this the other day and I was at my cousin's house. Hey girl, hey Shannon, my sissy. And she was like, oh my goodness. And I had like really active, not active ones, but like ones that were flat, but were there and were very red. And she was like, holy cow, you wouldn't even think that you had anything underneath in person. So that's a good sign, right? So it's the beauty of makeup. You can conceal, all right? So what we do is, so I have all of this area right here that needs to be covered. These are just old ones that are just like hyperpigmentation at this point. And what you do is you just literally use your finger and just tap that in there. Don't use a beauty blender. If you use a beauty blender, it's going to take off the product. So we really want to deposit that green in there. And don't worry, because we're going to actually put concealer over this. So the trick is to do concealer and then do your foundation. So I have a couple red ones right there, and we're just, sorry you guys, I'm trying not to cover, but I also need to see, so. All right. So I just go around the area like that. And you're just blending it. Just blend, blend, blend. So now the concealer part is where you want to be careful. So you don't want to go with a drying concealer. So I wouldn't take Tarte Shape Tape because that's just too drying. Since I have a little bit larger areas I'm working with, I'm going to go with Born This Way. I just feel like it's one of the best ones to do that. And then also I have my RCMA foundation palette, which is another one I use. I used actually this one the other day, but today I'm going to use the Too Faced. But this is a really, really good one. You can use the darker ones for contouring, but this is the one I typically use to cover up my blemishes. But this is the Shinto series, and this is like magic. You know what? I used this the other day, so I'm just going to use this one for right now. So I'm actually going to take this one on a brush, and I'm going to use this Bare Minerals, I think it's like just a flat like concealer type brush, and I'm gonna mix the two right here. You don't want it to be too light, that's another thing, so I'm mixing those two, because if it's too light it's gonna highlight the pimple, and you definitely don't want to do that. So you just go in there and you just blot it in there. You want to dab it and not rub it, because you don't want to move around anything. You're just kind of covering up the green, because don't worry, you're going in with your foundation anyway, so, or your concealer, whatever you're going to use as your base, powder, whatever you decide to use. But RCMA is really good because it is used for a lot of theatrical type makeup, so you know you're getting good product. I'm actually just going with the lighter one because my skin is so light right now. Just for kicks, I'm just gonna show you guys another way to do it. You can use the Too Faced Born This Way. And this one's really good, like, again, if you have any scabbing or dry areas, a texturization where you had the active or the non-active, but the flatter breakout or whatever you're covering, even if it's not a breakout, even if it's just hyperpigmentation, that's also, you know, another form of, you know, discolorization, then you can also do this method. It doesn't have to just be for breakouts. And then you would just take I'm gonna take my Milk Cosmetics flat kabuki brush. Any flat kabuki brush works. I like this one because it's angled, but unfortunately it's not available anymore. So I hate telling you guys about it because I know it's frustrating when you want to actually get it and you can't get your hands on it. It was a limited edition at Christmas, and my goodness, had I known how amazing this brush was, I would have literally bought two, because it came in like a 6-piece set for like $55. It was insane, insanely good price on that. But look at that, you guys. Seriously, that is insanity how good this covers. Like, you can't even tell I have a breakout. I mean, you can slightly tell if you go up really, really close, but I don't even have foundation on yet. So literally, I can go out the door and just put some powder on and I would be done. Done. All finished. Because to me, it's covered as much as I would cover it with foundation, if not better. This is this Smashbox, and I have been really, really, really wanting to try this. This is the Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. So we are gonna do a wear test today. I'm also gonna show you that that green concealing really can last the entire day. So this will be a good indication. I thought combining the two together. So I'm going to put this foundation on. I will put the details right there. It is $36 and it comes in 39 shades. So a really good inclusive shade range. It's a weightless 24-hour full coverage foundation with oil and shine control that is also waterproof, sweat resistant, and won't look cakey or cause blemishes. Huge for me. full coverage, matte. That scares me a little because I do have dry skin, but we're gonna see how that works. Liquid formulation for skin types, normal, dry, combination, and oily. And I'll put the ingredients right there as we start to put this on. I'm actually going to squeeze this on the back of my hand, and we're just gonna do, I don't know, a double. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't tried this out, so I'm excited. I don't know if this is one I should use at the beauty blender or a brush. So I think we're gonna use a brush. So this is a good color for me. I'll put the color right there. I typically like to match myself because I always feel like I'm gonna match myself better than they are. No offense, but usually they have it wrong. Usually, not all the time. Some of them really get it right. Ooh, this is a really good texture. It's not like so mattifying that I feel like it's going to affect my skin. I'm only gonna do the brush because I just remembered I need to, because this is the whole process right here with the green concealer is you don't wanna go in with the beauty blender afterwards, and I forgot. I almost forgot, and that wouldn't have been good. So I'm gonna go in with my Sigma F80, my gold one, and I'm just gonna take the excess on the back of my hand. So I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, you guys. Little goes a long way with this foundation. I don't even think I need to like dip back in. This is a good foundation. And I like that this one has no scent whatsoever. Now the Makeup Forever one has skincare benefits, which is nice, but it does have a slight scent to it, so it made me a little bit nervous. That one was a lot less coverage. This one you can totally get away with if you were getting married. Like seriously, like this is a really good full coverage matte foundation in a sense where it dries down to like a powder like finish almost, but it still has like a velvety type finish too alongside it. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's really good. Whoa, the way it's applying at least. Really easy to apply. Did you see how quick I did that? That was fast. If I wasn't talking, it would have been even faster. But I like this. I don't know how I'm doing this without a mirror right now, but I'm trying to do it so you guys can see me. But see how I'm just literally blotting it, especially over those hyperpigmentation areas that I already green concealed. But this is the point. Look at that. Look at my skin right now. Can you see how good it looks with just using that green concealer, that little bit of, you know, skin tone concealer, and then just putting literally that double amount of the Smashbox foundation. This foundation is insanely good. Why didn't I try this before? Where have I been? I love the packaging actually. So even though I love my Christian Dior, it's beautiful for at home, not fun to travel in, okay? Because it's heavy and it's glass and I'm afraid it's going to break. I love that this is a squeeze tube. It's just easy, it's convenient, it's very compact, but you still get a good amount of product in it. I cannot believe I just did one double and I literally would wear this for my wedding day. Like that's how full coverage this is. Holy cow. And it feels super lightweight. And what's nice is during the summer months, or if you live in a humidity type city, is going to be, or state, is going to be your best friend because this is sweat resistant and waterproof. Waterproof, you guys, seriously. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be perfect for summer too. Holy cow. I just can't believe that you literally cannot feel it on your skin. Like it feels so bare, but yet it has so much coverage. I feel like I don't even need concealer. I just did the video on the Christian Dior. If you haven't watched it, check it out. This concealer has been my go-to favorite concealer lately. Guys, it's so good. So I'm gonna use this one. I really honestly don't feel like I need very much, so I'm just going to do, okay, this is maybe a lot to you, but this is not very much to me. I'm just doing this more for brightening than anything else. Just that. Wow, I'm so impressed by this foundation. Oh, I've just been like hitting a gold mine lately, I'm telling you guys. So I'm doing my method that I've been really liking. I feel like I barely use a beauty blender anymore. I feel like I just use this for the most part. This and my Tati Blendiful, I feel like I'm using the absolute most as far as applicators go. But I just love the way this brush just applies the concealer, and I feel like I barely have to use. I use way less concealer than I ever did before. I'm doing more just natural today. I'm not really gonna do any eyeshadow, so I just wanna see how this is going to wear. Now we're going to take my Bobbi Brown and we're going to set under the eyes. You guys know this yellow powder is just everything to me. Look at everything's just getting dirty on my makeup table right now. We're gonna take my Morphe sponge. I've been using the Tati Blendiful right there, but I don't know, the last couple days I've been kind of using going back to my sponge for this part, and I don't know, for some reason it just lays it really nicely. See how pretty that looks? Oh gosh, what did I do without this powder? I like the Makeup Forever one, but it almost brightens it too much. I like it if I'm going for like a really dramatic look, but for every day, and since I'm just doing a more natural look today, I just feel like this is a better option. And it's lightweight, where the other one is more full coverage. I don't need the coverage. I just need a little bit of yellow to cancel out some of the darkness. So, wow, look at how flawless that looks. That Christian Dior, oh my goodness, it is so good, that concealer, so good. It is by far my favorite new concealer since Tarte Shape Tape came out, by far, hands down, landslide. I thought Jouer probably came in pretty close, and then the Hourglass was really good, but the Christian Dior just blew them out of the water, like so good. And the color was just absolutely perfection. But I cannot believe, mixed with that foundation, seriously, I almost didn't even need to use concealer. That's how good the Smashbox foundation was. I literally probably could have gone out the door and just put that Bobbi Brown powder on just to kind of give it a little extra kick, but honestly, I mean, that was way less concealer than I have ever used, the way I applied that Christian Dior one. So I am impressed, and they lied very beautiful together. So I really, really, really liked that. All right, let's go in with my Charlotte Tilbury really fast. I love the Christian Dior one a lot, and it dries down pretty good, but not as quick as this one. Even though the Christian Dior one is actually a mattifying foundation as well, that one has more of a velvety finish, I think, than this one. This one definitely is more on the mattifying side, but not uncomfortable matte. Not the kind of matte where girls like me who have extremely dry skin are not going to be able to use it. Some of those mattes you just can't use because it's just too drying. Whereas this one, you can totally get away with it, even if your skin is really dry. I'm just gonna show you how the Hoola bronzer contour lies on top of it. So I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier cheek brush. Sometimes I use the Morphe one, sometimes I use this one. But I'm going for more natural, so I like to use this one for more of my natural looks. See how soft and natural that? This is a good indication of spending a lot on brushes, which is not even nearly as much as like my La Mer brush, but I think this is back in those days. I've had this for probably 25 years, and it's still going strong. This part does come off, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'll keep gluing it. It's still one of the best brushes I have for this area right here. It's actually, I think, a blush brush, but any kind of these angled type brushes work when you're just trying to deposit that contour to make it really nice and precise. All right, I'm gonna do a little Hourglass powder just to kind of bake a little. Woo! Okay, let me just do my bronzer, because we did the contour bronzer, but we didn't do the actual bronzer. Playing well together. Make sure I blend into my neck, because I do have a spray tan going on and I don't want any demarcation lines and looking like I have a white face and a brown body. So let's put my blush on now. When I try out new foundations, you guys, I really like to stick to the products I've been using, because I want to give it a fair shot, you know, and this is typically what I'm going to do every day anyway. I cannot believe how beautiful that finishes. I really, really thought I wasn't gonna like this foundation because I was so afraid the mattifying was gonna be too matte for my dry skin, but it's not, so. Which makes me happy because I really want a good full coverage foundation. I probably wouldn't use this one for every day. I would use this one more for special occasions because I like the Dior finish for every day, but I like this one for special occasions because it has like a more full coverage effect. So Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion is my usual go-to for special occasions too, but that one is like major full coverage. So this one kind of has that same effect, but maybe not as heavy. So the Laura Mercier one to me is a little heavy. That's my problem with it. But it's cakey, you know, where this one I don't feel is cakey at all. So again, we're gonna do a wear test today. I'll come back at the end of the day, maybe even give you an outside perspective of it, but so far so good. I really do like it. Let me do the rest of my makeup off camera and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so this is how it all came together. I really do love this foundation. I think it is a very comfortable, very full coverage feel. We'll see how it wears at the end of the day. You just never know. I mean, I get excited when I first apply it because I really love the way it applied. I just felt like you guys saw I barely used like a smidge of it. I do love the packaging. The packaging is, I wish all companies would do this because although these are beautiful and fancy and gorgeous packaging, this is just so much easier to travel with. Oh my goodness, like I can just slip this into my makeup kit and I don't have to worry about it spilling or cracking or breaking. I just feel like it's just really easy to squeeze out of the little tube. I think you get a good amount in there for the price point, so a lot of pros. So I think my biggest pro is I like the full coverage, and sometimes I just want that full coverage feel. I do love the color selection. I think 39 colors, that's pretty good shade range, and I found like my perfect match, which is more of like the neutral undertones, and I love the fact that I did not have to use that much. And the price point was incredible, so I find that there's a lot of pros in that way. The con so far is just that I feel like it's kind of setting into my movements, so my expressions with my lines and stuff like that, and that's part of getting older. But my channel is about mature skin, all ages, but specifically mature skin. So, you know, I try to find foundations out there that are going to benefit everyone, not just young people, but for my mature skin girls too. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Give this video a huge thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next. Thanks guys, bye. Hey guys, so I've had this foundation on for about 8 hours now, and I really like it. Can you see that up close? I think this is a beautiful foundation for all skin types. I think oily skin, dry skin, normal skin, you are gonna find that this gives you full coverage, but it's very comfortable for my dry skin girls out there. So I really appreciate foundations like this. This is more, again, for full coverage days. So you're not gonna get that light radiance like you would with the Makeup Forever one I did, which I still am loving, as well as my Christian Dior one I love so much. So 4 foundations. We've got 1 more to go, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby.